And welcome back. Now to tell us what the politics desk has coming up for us this week, we're joined in studio by SABC News Political Reporter Natasha Phiri, who joins us now. Natasha, a big week for you ahead. Of course, there's a lot to look at. There's the Matlanga Commission, it's ongoing, and a lot was revealed this past week. Of course, Parliament's ad hoc committee is also taking place. But there seems to be some movement within the Democratic Alliance, and we need to speak about that as well. And Senzo Mchunu is in a very sticky situation with his political party. We want to talk about that as well. Let's start with the Matlanga Commission. What are you looking at?
Okay, so Oliver, thank you so much for the opportunity. Like you've correctly cited, it's Matlanga and the ad hoc committee. We have the retired EMPD Deputy Commissioner, Revo Spies, who will return back to the commission. Of course, the spotlight was actually shown on Julius Mkhwanazi and his links to Kat Madala. Of course, Kenny and Sibatlo on that this week. You speak about the issue of Deon George, of which we've covered extensively and still are going to cover extensively. We expect a lot more to actually happen in regards to the story this coming week. We know that DA leader and Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen, had actually requested the president to remove Minister Deon George and, of course, replace him with the current DA national spokesperson, Vili Ogam. But, of course, Oliver, one thing that people are forgetting, cabinet reshuffles, who the president appoints, who the president fires, remains the prerogative of the president. However, remember, we're now operating on uncharted waters because the DA is in a government of national unity. Consultations still have to take place within these parties. But of course, the final say rests with the president. But another thing...
I learned this week, actually, when the story broke. I spoke to someone quite close to Deon George's camp, and I found out that he, a few months after being appointed the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Environment, Forestries and Fisheries, had in fact went and enrolled himself into a game ranger program at the Kruger National Park. And he's now actually a certified game ranger. In, of course, the work of environment, forestries and fisheries. So there was clearly an attempt at him in immersing himself quite fully into this. Vili Ogam, who also has a game ranging and game farming background, of course, is equally, I guess, in that line and in that vein. But you're right, President Cyril Ramaphosa will have to ultimately make that final decision. True,
but also just to remind the viewers and refresh the viewers' memory, the reason why apparently Minister George actually finds himself here is allegedly because of underperformance, within his role. So these are just certain things that we will explore, this week. But I think another thing...
Just on that, the underperformance claim is actually quite a fascinating one, given that John Steenhuisen had offered Deon George the opportunity to replace Andrew Whitfield as the Deputy Minister of DTIC. And he rejected that, saying that he's not going to accept that, what he termed a demotion. So if it was underperformance, shouldn't he just be removed entirely? But, of course, that is the political debate that will engulf this. What else do you have for us?
Another issue that we actually just came up was the letter of Nazir Paulson, the EFF MP to Deon George, asking about his dual citizenship in America. Of course, Mr. George confirming that, yes, he does have, a U.S. passport, also confirming that he went to UNGA under that U.S. passport, but the president knows about it, and the president actually consented to this. So these are just some of the themes that we will be exploring. You mentioned the issue of Senzo Mchunu, Minister Senzo Mchunu, who's been placed on a leave of absence. So remember, Oliver, he's also an ANC NEC member and an ANC NWC member. So that statement came out yesterday from the ANC saying that he willingly said that, listen, he wants to step aside. But the ANC had said that, no, they won't accept it for now. Oliver, remember the step aside rule only applies if you are charged by a court of law. But I managed to speak to his spokesperson, Mr. Sthembise Mshengu, and I believe that my colleagues have that.
Yeah, let's have a listen at what the spokesperson of Minister Senzo had to say.
I can confirm that Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is on special leave, did offer to step aside from all the organizational processes of the ANC in terms of his active participation as an NEC and NWC member. The NWC member, the NWC of the ANC rejected his request on the grounds that he is not yet charged in any court in the Republic of South Africa. Probably that's the reason why the ANC spokesperson has confirmed through a statement issued by the spokesperson, my dear sister Mahlengi Bengu Matsere.
Natasha, you're going to have to clear this up for me. I had thought in its original formation, the step-aside rule was about ANC members who serve in the state, and that should they be implicated in any wrongdoing, that they should step aside from official state duties, not necessarily from party responsibilities and party duties. It seems to have now gone a step further than that.
So remember, he's already on a leave of absence from, his duties as a Minister of Police.
I mean, he's not fired.
Yes,
he's just on absence.
Exactly.
Which, in the original iteration of step aside, he would have been
Remember,
removed.
innocent until proven guilty. So now he's asked, let me step aside from my duties within the party. And the party says, actually, you don't have to do it because, honestly, you're not charged, according to them. But, of course, these are serious allegations, that he is being faced with, Oliver. But another thing that I further asked Mr. Mshengu about was the issue of him presenting himself before the ANC's Integrity Commission. Of course, Mr. Mshengu had said that, he has presented himself before the Integrity Commission. And after he goes to the Madlanga Commission, remember, he appeared at the ad hoc committee in Parliament. He still has to appear before the Madlanga Commission. So he will then again, after that, present himself to the ANC's Integrity Commission. Last but not least, that is on our radar, the Africa Maibuya movement will this week be briefing members of the media about issues of national importance, but of course, just briefing us about what has been happening in the party. We saw there the sacking of its first deputy president, deputy president, I hope I'm not right, I hope I'm not wrong, Nolubaba Lomgcina. And of course, she spoke to our colleague Clement Mayatela earlier on this week on Face the Nation. So these are stories that we have, but of course, politics is an ever-changing and ever-moving game. We might expect actually much more to actually come and happen this week.
Absolutely. Natasha, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Big week ahead for you, of course. So all the best for that. Natasha Phiri telling us what's on the diary at the politics desk. We're going to take a break. On the other side of this, we continue.